Hey everyone, welcome to another review, and here's my review for the movie In the Heart of the Sea. Yes, In the Heart of the Sea stars Chris Hemsworth, and it's directed by the legendary Ron Howard. Yes, the story of this movie is basically the story of Moby Dick. Yes, the story of this movie, well, the opening of this movie is about the writer who wrote Moby Dick. Basically, he meets up with an old sailor played by Brendan Gleeson, and this old sailor is telling him an old story of how he encountered this ginormous whale. Yes, who knows if the story was true or not, but this is how they're going to explain the story of Moby Dick. Call me Ishmael, eh? Yes. I read Moby Dick as when I was younger in school, and I actually enjoyed the book, and there's actually been a few adaptations, film-wise, of Moby Dick, and some are actually pretty good. There's the one with, what's his name, Gregory Peck. Yeah, that one's a good movie, yeah. I've seen a few Moby Dick movies, so a newer version of Moby Dick sounded kind of interesting, and it is. Anyways, continuing with the story. The story of this movie is this sailor is telling a story of him as a young lad on a boat with all these fishermen, and they're basically hunting for whale oil. This is how they got oil back in the days, and basically they're hunting for whale oil, and when they're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, they run into a huge, ginormous whale, and this whale destroys their ship, and when it destroys their ship, it gets them stranded on an island where they're all starving to death and dying of thirst, and some crazy shit happens, and basically the captain and the first mate are like battling, bumping heads with each other, and all in the meantime they're still hunting the giant whale. So basically it's a survival movie and a hunting movie and a whale movie. And honestly, is this movie good? Yeah, it's not bad. I actually didn't mind this movie. It's pretty mixed critically wise, but I actually didn't mind In the Heart of the Sea. I thought it was an enjoyable movie. It's not great, it's not an Oscar contender, but I don't think it's meant to be. When I saw the previews for this movie, I wasn't really hyped on this movie. I didn't think it looked particularly interesting. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a few Moby Dick movies, and yeah, they're alright. And the book is a really good, it's a classic, iconic book, and it's a really good story, very good story. I didn't know if it needed another film and anything. They could do really well because, you know, we have great CG now. You can do great CG on these big whales. And honestly, the whales in this movie look great. The big, huge, ginormous whale in this movie looks pretty sweet. And a lot of the scenes with all the fishermen and everything is really good. The performances are also very solid. Chris Hemsworth is the lead character in this movie, and he does a great job. Some people think he can't carry a movie on his own. I'm like, hey, not every movie is Thor the Dark World or Black Cat. When you see him in, like, the first Thor or Avengers, Cabin in the Woods, Rush, in this movie, he can carry a movie on his own, and he's very good in this movie. Cillian Murphy's also in it, Brendan Gleeson, that actress who plays Lady Catelyn in Game of Thrones, yeah, they're all in it. They're all very good in this movie. The performances are very solid, and like I said, the effects look good, the cinematography is pretty decent, and honestly, it's an enjoyable story, and the stuff when they go through, when they have to survive, and when their ship crashes, and then they have to succumb to cannibalism and all that shit, it's pretty grim and pretty dark, and it's a little unpleasant to watch, and honestly, it felt realistic, and you felt really bad for a lot of these characters. Some of these characters come off very unlikable, especially the captain and the first mate. But you can see why they're unlikable. You can see why they do these sort of things and why they make these stupid decisions in this movie. It's realistic. The movie does feel real, and when they're hunting for the whale, you're kind of excited, but like I said, this story didn't need to happen. They didn't need to make this movie. This movie didn't need to be made. I don't know why it was made, but for what it was, I did like it. Did it have problems? Oh god, yes. There were some real plot holes in this movie, but I won't spoil because then I have to give away some parts of the movie, and I don't want to spoil the film, but there are some plot holes in this movie that are very noticeable, and again, there's some scenes that really drag in this movie. You're just like, okay, come on, let's get going. This is not Master and Commander. Come on, keep going, keep going. By the way, Master and Commander, I'm not insulting it. That's a great film, but this movie is not Master and Commander. It's a Moby Dick movie. Be a Moby Dick movie. And I wish there was more of the whale. The scenes with the whales are pretty awesome, but they're very, very short. It's more of a survival movie than a Moby Dick movie. I wish there was more of them hunting Moby Dick or Ishmael or whatever, hunting him and try to capture him and everything, like a war between men, sea, and whale. But it wasn't like that. It was more of like a survival movie, and that's fine, but I wanted to see more of the damn whale. In the heart of the sea started Moby Dick. I wanted to see some more Ishmael or whatever. Come on, I want to see more of that shit. They didn't give you a lot, but we still got a good movie. It's a well-acted movie, decently directed, decently written. decently shot film, and I did enjoy myself. Would I watch it again? Sure, it's not a movie I'd buy on Blu-ray, but I could recommend it for what it is. Like I said, if you want to just go see an enjoyable film until Star Wars comes out, yes, one more week. But yeah, if you want to see it, it's just an enjoyable film. Not a great one, but it's just an enjoyable movie to pass the time or something. You know what? In the Heart of the Sea, I could definitely recommend it. It's a fine movie. Not great, but it's fine. It's passable. I enjoyed it. Go check it out if you want. Scale 1 to 10, I'll give In the Heart of the Sea a 7 out of 10. So yeah, check it out if you want. I recommend it. So yeah, that was my review of the movie In the Heart of the Sea. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite Chris Hemsworth movie? My favorite is Rush. I love the movie Rush. I was going to say Thor, but I think Rush is a better movie. But what is your favorite Chris Hemsworth movie? Comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.